It's the Hong Kong Reunification Cup Day at Sha Tin on Sunday. One of two featured races on the programme. 10 race card with 8 on the turf and 2 on the all-weather. Very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Andrew Lejeune, joined here in the studio by Paul Lally, our form analyst, and race caller Brett Davis as well. Brett, the final push. We're into July. Yeah. 15th, the last day of the season.
That's right, yes, Andrew. Things are really starting to hot up. We're well in the home straight, that's for sure. It's another good quality program too. There's a lot of nice young horses on the way through. I think some real stars potentially for next season, like Mission Tycoon. He's one of them, obviously, in that race. There's a few others. A whole heap of first starters in one race in particular as well, which Paul will highlight more later on. But yeah, another good card, and the battle will continue, will it, with Joe and Zach? Yep, 4 between them at this stage, Paul. There's a nice little bonus in the TT.
I'm glad you said it was a nice one.
Yeah, I've upgraded it.
Yeah, 5.6 million, so it's definitely worth having a crack at. That's a start, so it'll be a nice little bit of money before the end of the season. If you manage to get a little piece of that, it'll be very, very nice. And as Brett said, there's lots of first starters and some good races.
You should have a few extra coin in your back pocket after Wednesday night, Paul, with the long shot getting up.
Oh, it was always good to get it up. Well, no, and Andrew, you got his long shot.
Of course.
And best bet too.
Yeah.
I think odds on and single figures the long shot, but that's all right. They
winners or grinners.
They are, absolutely. All right, big programme to get through on Sunday. Let's look at the horses that won't be going around. Shall Luck in race number 6 is out. Magic Agility will take his place now. Ben So will be in the saddle. And unfortunately, Good Standing has had a very interrupted campaign this year. Lots of ability, but Good Standing has a fever, won't be taking his place in race number 7. And the final event, Encouraging, is out, so Some Street Somewhere. Chad Schofield now get a start in the lasts. The all-weather races are 2 of them on the programme. The first event and the second last. We kick things off with Top Ace and Joe Moreira from Barrier 4 for Tony Millard. Class 5 for the first time. Wonderful Tiger, runner-up on the turf last time out, switches to the all-weather here. My Honey, Class 5 for the first time for him. Soccer Brave, last start. Course and distance winner. Unique Joyous and Lucky Win-Win behind Soccer Brave on that occasion. Down to the Legend, who makes his all-weather debut, and Dynamic Lines, who's yet to win in 17 starts.
All right, well, potentially the pace will be good, you would fancy, with My Honey, a horse that actually led in a recent trial for Alvin. He's drawn out in barrier number 12. Soccer Brave, 5 Stars Agent, Little Fantasy, all can kick up. Where will Top Ace be, and where will Jimson the Famous be from an awkward gate barrier number 9? He is one that can roll forward. Should set a reasonable tempo for the Class 5ers.
Yeah, Noble Du Bois is a horse that just had 1 start in the Class 5. In this little campaign, and he comes back onto the all-weather, so he's working nice enough on the surface. With Flying Lover, who's actually racing later in the card as well, so not a bad piece there from Noble Du Bois. Soccer Brave comes into the race as a last start winner. He'll get the £10 claim as well. He's not the biggest horse around, so you can see he seems to be going nicely enough as well, and a horse who is in form. Barrier number 5 for him. Double-figure price at this stage too. And Dynamic Lines is a horse I think's on the improve. He's always shown a little bit of ability. He's now with Richard Gibson. Comes in with a really lightweight, and Keith Young aboard for this gallop. So I think he's on the improve.
All right, OK, and there's 3 races on the all-weather as well, not 2. So they're races 1, 5 and 9. So that makes 7, of course, on the turf. Let's have a look at some of these horses in action, starting off with Top Ace. On the turf, he's had a few starts on the all-weather without success. Joe Moreira jumps on board here.
Yep, first run in the class. He's bled twice, this horse. Interesting that Joe has just his 3rd ride for the Millard stable this season.
Yeah, one of them being Sichuan Boss on midweek, and he ran a really good race. And look, I think this is his race. I know he hasn't won in 30-odd starts, but he's only had 8 on the all-weather, and his best run ever has been on the all-weather. And the way he finished off this race, I think he's not far away, and Joe jumps on board.
Yeah, I thought that race might be a good form reference for Wednesday night. Didn't work out for Sam's Love, but I still think, yeah, it's solid enough for a Class 5, I would have thought.
All right, Victor Wong has been riding Top Ace. He will now jump on board Soccer Brave, who Alberto Sana had to throw pretty much everything out. It was a good ride from Alberto on this occasion, but he gets £10 relief now.
He does, and David Ferraris has got the horse going well. Interesting that Victor Wong's had 3 rides for David Ferraris for 2 wins, so they've got on quite well. This was quite a strong win by Soccer Brave. He got pressured a fair way out and he kept finding. We know Class 5 gallopers don't often win 2 in a row, but I think he can go pretty close. The horse finishing 5th there, I think, is quite well placed here in Unique Joyous for Alberto Sana, who will be riding him. I'm going to give him a little chance.
Yeah, that's the question, Marcus. If he puts 2 together, then he'll be right in the finish. It's just whether he can or not.
All right, OK. One more race to have a look at. Wonderful Tiger. We're going back to some turf action here. And Rising Power as well, finishing second and third behind Association Fans. He ran midweek, out of the money, but he ran OK.
He did, yeah. There wasn't a lot of pace. It didn't suit him on Wednesday night. But Rising Power is a horse that I think will be suited to the reasonable tempo here. Obviously, the all-weather track, just the 1/3, 1/4. I'm going to sneak him in, Rising Power. Wonderful Tiger's a little bit too hit for miss for me there. He's obviously in the right grade, but I'll leave him go.
Yeah, I threw Wonderful Tiger because I just thought it's the best run he's seen, and his track work during the week is showing that he does work well on the surface.
All right, Class 5, all-weather, top ace in the grade for the first time. That'll do for you, Paul?
It'll do me. He's on top. Joe Moreira, I think, can start the program off with a win, and for Tony Millard, I'm going to put Dynamic Lions in at a big price. I just think his horse has improved a bit since he's been with Richard Gibson and seems to be going nicely. 5 Stars Agent, he's quite consistent. He's been up a long time, this horse. Had plenty of starts, but from barrier 3, I think he can get a really good run in the race. So from a speed map point of view, I put him in. And Wonderful Tiger, I think, is an improved horse. So I've got him in there. 1, 14, 4 and 3, but I think 1 will win.
I'm going to go with Unique Joyous just over Soccer Brave. I think Soccer Brave's a reasonable price, again, about $10. Unique Joyous at $7. Unique Joyous has won 6 races, so I just saw last start him sort of recapturing a little bit of his best form, and potentially he might be able to turn it around on Soccer Brave, who is very well rated. He's a winner without penalty, actually comes in £5 lighter, so he could easily win again. Top Ace gets the drop in grade, he's drawn OK, and Rising Power I think will be suited to the tempo, so 8, 7, 1, 13. I'm going to stretch that QQP wide, and it is Class 5.
Yeah, I think you probably can. We've all got top ace in the numbers. I've actually gone with Lucky Win-Win, who ran in that Soccer Brave race. Tough trips, got barrier 1 this time round, so we'll see what he can do. Tommy Berry in the saddle.